These calls are hosted on coinlifestyle.tv, so I do upload them. There'll be a bunch of them uploaded when I get back up north away from this internet connection I have down here in Atlanta. But I'm excited to have everybody online today. I'm going to be debuting a new presentation for you. If this is your first time, this is kind of a little bit of an unusual presentation, but I'm going to be presenting this in Sweden, and I wanted to have a little bit of a run at it with y'all and get some feedback and let y'all know. But it will cover digital currency. It'll talk about the 5 reasons to be involved in OneCoin, and I think you'll enjoy it. I've got some new twists to it. The presentation, by the way, was built off of the book by Gary Keller, The Power of One Thing. Gary Keller is the CEO of Keller Williams Real Estate, which is a really incredible success story. But I would highly recommend the book for any business or any part of your life. It's a quick read. It's very, very easy. And it's called The Power of One Thing by Gary Keller. And I think you'll see the magic in it. And that's why I've implemented it. And I think the name is great. When you talk about one thing, you talk about one life, one coin, one academy, one wealth, one world. You know, we're all about it. One currency. So it's got a good theme to it. It kind of fits in with what we're doing. But today, my name's Tom McMurrain. I'll be your host. And today, the goal for you really is to meet some of our family around the world. We've got people from the UK, from Ireland, from Portugal, from Canada, people from all over the world that are joining us. And, you know, the goal of most people here is just to come here and say, what's this all about? You know, I want to join the conversation, and we'll talk about joining the conversation in a minute, what that means. But we do 10 of these a week, 10 presentations a week, which means you have an opportunity to connect people with what we're doing with digital currency. And I want to set it up by saying, you know, what I have to explain to you today is like going back to 1958 and trying to explain Diners Club, the very first credit card that came out. You know, as a plastic card, it had embossed digits on it. It had a magnetic stripe on it. And prior to Diners Club, all of you were used to using coin money and paper money and checks and things like that. And Diners Club was kind of a new thing. You know, it was run this plastic card through this click-clack machine, this credit card slide machine that would emboss your card on a card. How many of y'all remember that? You know what I mean by the click-clack machine? Click-clack, you know. And so our thoughts about, you know, explaining the next form of payments, we're going to be talking to you about digital currency and blockchain technology and algorithms and mining and some new terms that are kind of maybe they're not you don't really understand them right now, but we promise you you got at least an 8th grade education. We'll get you to understand this. Okay, so I'm gonna throw that one out there. I'm gonna throw a guarantee out there today. And so anything below 8th grade, I can't make any promises, but I'm gonna go with 8th grade just today. But excited to share the presentation with you today and see all the leaders around the world. If you do have a burning question and you want it answered today, as long as it's not a customer service question and you just kind of a general idea or something's unclear to you, make sure that you post it in the chat, and I'll do my best towards the end of the presentation to jump into it. But let me go ahead and pull up my screen share, and we will get right into it. Thanks for everybody joining us today. I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to take a look at this and what we're doing. But the whole idea behind the power of one thing, I love the tagline. It's like how to get simply extraordinary results with, in our case, one life. In your case, it may be any aspect of your life. It could be how to get simply extraordinary results with maybe your exercise plan or your business or your spiritual life, whatever. But this presentation is you know, it's pretty versatile. It's pretty universal. So kind of think about it in all areas of your life. But we've tied it into digital currency today and how this will help you build your business worldwide with our amazingly simple system that we're building around the world. I have built a sales team of over 4,000 people around the world, sitting at the comfort of my own home on a farm in the middle of nowhere in Palmetto, Georgia. You can look it up on a map. It's a speck right below Atlanta. And I think we probably got more horses in this county than we got people, but, you know, and cattle, I would say as well. But it's pretty neat to be able to build an incredible business, meet really great people around the world, have relationships, I've built relationships in 12 different countries. In the last 100 days, I think I visited over 12 different countries, and getting ready to head to Sweden to debut this presentation. So you all get a sneak preview of it today. So I'm excited to be able to share it with you. But the whole premise of what we're talking about today is, you know how a lot of people let their work style determine their lifestyle? Have you ever met anybody like that? It's like their job basically determines what their personal life is going to be like. And what we want to share with you today is how OneLife will show you how your lifestyle can create your work style instead of your work style creating your lifestyle. And that's kind of a paradigm shift for most people, because they're like, no, my purpose in life is my work. I'm like, no, your purpose in life is your personal life, your family, and your work is part of that scenario. And, I always tell people, I see a lot of people out there renting their lives or leasing their lives. They're leasing their cars, they're leasing their homes, they're leasing their minds to an employer. And we want to show you how you can own your world. We want to show you how you can be debt-free. We want to show you how you can have a title on your house or a title on your car. When was the last time you had a title sitting in your file cabinet of your house on all the property that you own without a lien stamp on it, okay? And so definitely very important to take this paradigm shift and say, okay, in the next 24 months, I am determined to allow my lifestyle to create or inspire my work style. And that's what we're talking to today about. But, our whole thing with our business is really showing people how to join the cryptocurrency conversation, the future of payments, the next method of payments that all of us are going to be using, within the next 5 to 10 years. The question is, do you want to profit from it or do you want to pay for it? And as we say, learn today, lead tomorrow. We are in front of a tsunami of change that's happening in our world as far as it relates to payments. And cryptocurrency, powered by an incredible technology called blockchain technology that came about in 2010, has created a moment in time for all of you that are on this presentation today to be able to benefit financially. And I'm talking about making more money in the next 3 years, 5 years than you've made your entire lifetime, just because you were at the right place at the right time. It's kind of like being in the internet in 1993 and understanding how powerful TCP IP software was that created the World Wide Web. As we say, education creates the awareness. Awareness allows you to see the opportunity, but it will be required for you to take action if you want to seize the opportunity. And I like to say there's a big difference between seeing an opportunity and seizing it. I think the difference is really the difference between massive mediocrity and massive success. And when you're at the right place at the right time, folks, it's very, very, very easy to print money. It's very easy to make money. And this is just one of those businesses where 99% of the world has not entered the cryptocurrency conversation yet. Probably less than 1% of the world even understands it. And I will tell you that 1% includes billionaires like Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Steve Forbes, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Tim Draper, the most successful people in Silicon Valley, Mark Andreessen. The guy who invented the web browser that you all are watching this presentation through, he's the single largest investor in cryptocurrency and blockchain-based technology. Well, I got to tell you what, my money's following my money will follow Mark Andreessen faster than it will follow what my financial advisor tells me to do, because these people have a habit of printing lots of money and creating massive wealth, and that's the kind of people that I want to be following. But today, I want to tap into something else. I know a lot of people are living lives that maybe aren't up to the standard or to the dreams or the inspiration that they had when they were younger. But I want to talk to you about the power of one question. And I remember hearing one quote that really changed my life, and it was Einstein's quote that said, "Many of the challenges that we face in life cannot be changed with the same thinking that created them." Do you hear that? Many of the challenges we face in life cannot be changed with the same thinking that created them. And often our thinking is limited to our education. So if we're not learning our thinking doesn't stand a chance in heck of changing at all. And so I kind of came up with my own quote after hearing Einstein's. I like trying to emulate Einstein. He's a pretty smart guy. But he said, and my quote is this, until you start asking the right questions, you will continue to get the wrong answers and results. And to me, asking a question is where you say, how can I improve things? How can I be a better dad? How can I become a stay-at-home mom? How can I spend more time with my children than I do my work? How can I pay off all this debt? How can I take more vacations and enjoy life? How can I start a business that will actually enable me to be a little bit more freer? How can I create time freedom? The power of questions, folks, is magical. And I've been people meet with me and they sit with me and they're like, dang, you ask a lot of questions, dude. And I'm like, yeah. To me, questions are like unlocking the safe of freedom. Questions unlock the soul. Questions unlock your purpose. Questions unlock, your potential. And I think one of the exercises that I'm going to create a video on it, but I want to come up with a template really for 10 questions that will change your life. And because I think there are probably 5 to 10 questions that if you start sincerely or genuinely asking about life, you can change it. We've done the Miracle of Success training, which many of you have been a part of. It's on my YouTube channel. But the Miracle of Success, I tell everybody, you're a miracle, therefore you can create miracles. But before you do that, you better start asking some questions about yourself and what you want to do in life and how you want to affect it. I had a great coaching session with somebody yesterday and just heard this man's story, and I'm like, man, there's just so much more in life that you could do with that story. There's so many people you could affect. And we went through a series of questions, and man, you want to talk about just opening up an absolutely beautiful treasure chest of wisdom and experience and life-changing, inspirational stories. It's going to be an amazing thing working with this one gentleman on my coaching series. But here's something to consider. How about beginning with good questions? Okay. A lot of people begin life with bad questions. Okay. How can I get by? How can I get a car that I can't afford? How can I buy a house so I can keep up with the Joneses? How can I just get a good enough job to where I can stay above the water? How can I, they appear to be questions that are mediocre. They keep you in a state of mediocrity. And, the one thing, how about this? What one thing can I do to escape a mediocrity? What one purpose can I embrace that will drive me every day like a madman? That just something that when I wake up every morning, I'm like, do I rush hour? My rush hour is either to the coffee maker or to the the computer to see what messages I have on my social media or my email. What purpose, that one purpose, can I embrace that'll drive me every day? And mine, I know, is becoming a highly paid teacher, educating people on the future of payments. I am so motivated to unlock the potential and the awareness that's in every single one of you. That's my total goal today, is to see if I can tap in to that little flame that you've got in you and pour some gas on it. That's what my focus is today, to help you understand that with our system, any one of you can build a 4,000 person organization from the comfort of your own home without even having to do the presentations yourself. How about this? What one goal will motivate me to realize success? There's a good question. We did a goal setting series. If you all are not part of our goal setting room, please request that in chat. I'll download the chat or email coinlifestyle@gmail.com and just put goal setting or goals in the subject line, and I will see if I can add you to it. But it's online. I'll post the link in the chat, or if anybody can post the link, that'd be better. Don't email me. I get too many emails as it is. If somebody could grab the link to the goal setting room and put it in the chat, I would appreciate it. We've got over 500 people in there that have done the goal setting course with us, and they're printing their goals, they're laminating them, and they're putting them in their shower so they can see them every day, so they can read their goals and their dream statement every day in the comfort of their shower. Okay. And how about this question? What one activity will create massive sequential success? How many of y'all would like massive sequential success in your life? Almost a domino effect. And that's what one thing he talks about in the book, Gary Keller does. He talks about how the tipping of one domino has the power to tip something 50% bigger than that domino. So how would you like to create one activity that could create massive sequential success? I like that. I like the sound of those three words right there. I want massive sequential success in my life. I want massive freedom in my life. I want massive happiness in my life. I want to be able to help people around the world as best I can. And I won't be able to do that unless I have massiveness in my life. And that's important to me. But I like to tell people, I say, how many of you want to go big? I mean, really, how many of you have Richie Rich style dreams? How many of you would love to have a helicopter with a money blade on it, or a big safe in your closet that you could jump in, like a big beanbag room, full of money? How many of you want to go really big? How many of you want to be able to build 100 wells, water wells, in Africa? How many of y'all would like to be able to feed 1,000 homeless people every weekend just out of your own pocket? How many of y'all would like to be better moms and dads and just be the best parent on earth and be able to take your kids anywhere in the world and show them the world? How many of you want to go that big? Okay. How many of y'all want to go really big? Okay. Here's the Juha, I call it. This is the Juha. He'll laugh when he sees this, by the way. But this is called this is going Juha big. Juha big. But folks, for those that don't know, he's the #1 earner in the world in the MLM industry. He makes about $5 million a month. Probably makes more than that, but that's what's stated. But if you want to go really, really, really big in your life, folks, I got news for you. You're going to have to go small first, okay? And there's a moral to this story that I'm gonna cover in the next few slides, but you're going to have to focus. You're going to have to look at one thing in your life, the power of one thing, that rowing motion, that monotonous motion of that one thing that you're going to have to do to change your life. So let's think about going small first. Going small, what's that mean? Are you doing the things you could or the things you should do? There's a lot of people that run around doing the things they could do, kind of like, oh, I think I could do this, I could do that. But there's a big difference between could and should. The should is the thing that you should be doing that will get you massive sequential success. It will give you that power of one thing to create what you want in life, which is your dreams. We are put on this earth to achieve our dreams. Somehow, some way, people lose sight of those dreams, probably trying to pay off the debt that they accumulated trying to keep up with everybody else. But Pareto's principle, you all know what this is. It says the principle that states that 20% of our invested input is responsible for 80% of the results that we obtain. Okay? So 20% of the efforts that you put in create 80% of your lifestyle. So think about that. A lot of you, you look at the activities that you do. Now, here's the question that I have for you. Here's another good question. Do you focus on what is urgent versus on what is important? There's a lot of people that are focusing on getting the power bill paid. They're focused on getting, the car bill paid or the auto insurance. They're focused on the things that are urgent versus on what's important. And they get so caught up in urgency that importance never has an opportunity to grow in their life. They don't have the ability to take control of the helm. They're not the captain of their own ship. And I tell a lot of people, if you've never set goals, and I want you to lose sleep on this one, but if you don't have goals set in 2017, I'm talking just simple, I will, 10 of those, I will make this much money, I will help this many people, I will buy this, I will pay off this amount of debt, if you don't have your 10 goals written down this year, folks, and it takes 30 minutes to do it. If you don't have your goals written down, you know what you're doing? You're helping somebody else finance theirs, And I don't know if you like going around helping other people achieve their goals instead of yours. But if that's the case, I would tell you it's time to make a change. And as we say, focus on what is important, not what is urgent. And here's another great question for all of you to consider. How many of y'all are operating from a to-do list? How many of y'all write a to-do list down every day or before you go to bed? They say do it before you go to bed so your mind works through it while you sleep. But a lot of people operate from a to-do list. Well, I'm going to propose today that we all create success lists in our life, okay? And that means we're going to start focusing on the one thing. We're going to start focusing on the important things in life instead of the urgent things. And I think you'll like what I'm about ready to get to. And you can add it up. I think it's pretty interesting. But the average person does 25 daily tasks a day. That includes getting up, showering, eating breakfast, putting on their clothes, driving to work, doing work, coming home. So think of all the things that you do on a daily basis, your regular tasks. But the average person does 25 daily tasks per day to get by in life. And so when we talk about a to-do list or a task list versus a success list, you know, task lists, they lack the intent of success. A task list just says, hey, I'm going to get by and do all the things that are necessary to survive. Achievers, well, they always work from a clear sense of priority, don't they? I mean, isn't that the reality? Anybody you meet, you call them and say, hey, Bob, let's go out to the bowling alley or whatever. Let's go out to the ball game. And he says, no, I've got a presentation tonight. I need to focus on that. I'm growing a business. You know, achievers, they put the unimportant stuff. They put the I guess the fringe activities, the things that they don't really need to do, and they focus on the things they want to do because they want to create their dreams. They want to create freedom. They want to create a good life, you know. And task lists are long. Success lists are very, very, very short. And a task list is a disorganized directory, whereas a success list is an organized directive. And so these are the things. So what I want you to do is I want you to maybe think about your daily tasks. And if you're a person who drives daily tasks, I want you to think about this. Let's apply Pareto's principle to your 25 daily tasks that you do every day. And let's reduce it to 5 tasks, okay? But then let's go even smaller than that. Let's look at those 5 daily tasks that you have that are the most important things. It might be your workout might be one of them. Your prayer session might be one of them. Eating a healthy lunch, you know, being responsible and making sure that you're creating wealth for your family might be one. You know, and break those daily tasks. What are you doing every day when you think about that? What are those 5 daily tasks? But do me a favor, write down 25 tasks first of what you do on an average basis, and then reduce it to 5. And then let's apply Pareto's principle to those 5 daily tasks, and let's reduce it to one thing, okay? And that is the one thing that is the most important thing in your life that ultimately will make a difference. And congratulations, folks. We got over 110 people from around the world today paying attention to this, and I'm excited to have y'all online today. But we're getting ready to move into the aspect about digital currency. But can you all see how this would apply to your life and in general, whether you join OneCoin or get involved in digital currency or not? Have you ever thought about how your task list is just making you live a mediocre life, a wandering generality, as somebody used to say, one of my mentors? What if you could reduce those 5 daily tasks down to one thing that will absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, gets in the way of this one thing? Like, it is the most important thing. It is the first thing that you do every single day without waiver. And what I want you to do, and again, you can apply this to your physical life, your spiritual life, your business life, your personal life. Imagine the 25 things you do in your marriage. Reduce those 25 things to 5 things, okay? And then reduce that to the one thing that makes your marriage work. And my wife and I probably differ on that answer, but I can probably name mine. She could probably name hers. But the one thing that really makes it work is it's love, right? Exactly. So anyway, doing the most important one thing will always be the most important thing in your life, folks. And so what I'm challenging you all today to find the one thing that will change your life, that will make 2017 the most incredible year of your life, where you can do everything that you've always wanted to. And, but you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to focus. You're going to have to get up every day with a dogmatic focus on that one thing. And you're going to say, nothing gets in the way of this awesome one thing that's going to help me achieve my dreams, realize my dreams, create my dreams. Okay. And so we want you to focus on one thing that grows your OneLife business. And we're going to get in and talk about it. And hopefully you've seen the About OneLife video and you understand what OneLife is about. It's about the future of payments. I tell people we're kind of building the AARP, if you will, of educators, investors, and advocates of digital currency. We're creating an army, a paid army of educators that are going around the world in 190 countries and changing people's lives. And I'm excited to be a part of OneLife. I'm excited to be part of the digital currency industry in general. I'm thankful for Bitcoin. I'm thankful for Ethereum. I'm thankful for Andreas Antonopoulos and Roger Ver. And I'm thankful for so many people I'm thankful for Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't even know who the guy is. He uploaded this brainchild software to the internet and got out of Dodge. I mean, he split. Nobody even knows who he is. And he's created a software that's lifting more people out of poverty in the world than probably UNICEF is. Sally Struthers. I mean, this guy he has created a software that'll probably create more world peace than anything you've ever seen in your life. And the reason I say that is because where organized financial services takes root, violence decreases and quality of life increases. And I'd have to say that's what we need around the world right now, is a lot less violence and a lot more quality of life, wouldn't you? And so let's focus on the one thing that grows your OneLife business. Let's have some fun for a minute. And I'd love to get some more examples from you all if you have them in chat. But when we think about the one thing, Colonel Sanders came up with his chicken recipe, or started promoting it after he was 62 years old, tried to commit suicide, divorced. I mean, the guy was a mess. If you've ever read Colonel Sanders' story, the dude, I mean, he had a tough time, okay? And then he became a multi-gazillionaire with his one thing, his fried chicken, his Kentucky Fried Chicken. His recipe was the one thing that he focused on that built an absolute empire. Coors Brewery, for all those that are out of Colorado, the story behind Coors, what an empire they built off of one beer. I mean, it was like the Rocky Mountain beer. I remember when it came out, and Coors is built an empire around that one beer, and they focused on Coors beer. And so when you think about Intel, how many of y'all have ever seen the Intel inside your computer? Intel has focused, with Andy Grove, he focused on microprocessors. That was Intel's one thing, a constant and never-ending approach. It's a principle called Kaizen, which is a constant and never-ending improvement on your one product. And I'd have to say that a lot of us need Kaizen in our lives, where we're focused on one thing and constant and never-ending improvement on that one thing. How about Microsoft? Definitely Microsoft's core product, their one thing, has been Windows. And the improvements from 1.0 in 1995 all the way up to this horrid Windows 10 that just shut my computer down right before the presentation. Windows usually, I got to give it credit. It's up 99.9% of the time. So I guess I got to give it a little leeway. But what an amazing focus Bill Gates has become to become the wealthiest man in the world for 15 years running with one focus, and that is creating a Windows interface that allows you and I to create our lives, our businesses. Can you imagine the impact in financial world that Microsoft Windows had? Not just the Microsoft company, but around the world. We're talking probably tens of trillions of dollars that it has created in success. How about Apple? Apple focused on one thing, user experience. how their customers related with their product. Steve Jobs was a fanatic about user experience, and it wasn't about processors or anything like that. It was how the product and the user interfaced with each other, and Apple built the largest company in the world using that one thing. Now, Google, as we know, is a great search tool, not a great research tool, but we know it's a great search tool. But Google focused on search results. They constantly, I don't know if y'all remember early days of search engines, you could type in like rabbit and you'd get dogs, you'd get cats, you'd get animals. It was terrible. I mean, the search results were horrible. But then you looked at what happened with Google. They came along with this powerful search algorithm, and they've continued to improve it. Some people think they have. I don't think it's as good as it used to be. But at the end of the day, Google is one thing has been focused on their search algorithm. Now, here's the question. What is the one thing of OneLife? You know, I get a lot of people that say, you know, Tom, I talk to people about OneLife and they just don't seem to get it. I'm like, well, why are you talking and why aren't you educating? You know, why aren't you taking the time to get them to pay attention to what we're doing and show them that this little piece of education that we have could change their life? And I like to say, you know, find people's problems and let's focus on the one thing of OneLife. And I've already kind of leaked what the answer is, folks, but the one thing of OneLife, the reason you all are here, the reason all of you are on this call today is because of one thing. That's education. You know, OneLife has provided one of the premier learning platforms in the world for education on cryptocurrency and digital currency. Yes, Harvard, Yale, Stanford, and MIT also have learning platforms, but most of us haven't been quick to enroll in either one of those schools to take advantage of those very expensive, very high-end courses. OneLife is designed around people that don't have a clue, not only about digital currency, but they don't have a clue about finance. You know, when I'm in a big room with 1,000 people and I'm speaking and I say, how many of y'all want to be millionaires? Guess how many people in the room raise their hands? Everybody does. I say, okay, leave your hands up. How many of you know have opened an online stock brokerage account? And I say, if you haven't, lower your hands. How many of y'all know what the S&P 500 is and could explain it? I said, if you can't, lower your hands. More than half the room lowers their hands just on that question. You know, how many of y'all would know what technical analysis and trading is and fundamental analysis? How many of y'all know how to explain earnings per share? Lower your hand if you don't know how to do it. And after about 5 questions, I'll have probably 20 people out of a room of 1,000 that still have their hand raised. And I'm like, now wait a minute. You all want to become millionaires, but none of you have financial education. You know, and I just contend, and I love Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you haven't read that book or listened to the audiobook, please put that on your list because it's one of the best financial books for the layman. It's just a story about a young man who learns 2 different styles of finance from 2 different fathers, a kind of an extended father and a real father. And it tells the story about what the 2 fathers did differently and what he learned and the lessons that he learned. And it's like one of the greatest books in the world. But folks, our focus is on OneLife, is on education. And I got to tell you what, that is something that the world needs right now about digital currency. How many of y'all love the current existing financial structure? How many of y'all love the fact that you're working harder for less? I told somebody that the other day, they said, I'm not working harder for less, I'm making money. I said, yeah, but the money you're making is losing value every year. Did you know that? No, that's inflation. No, that's devaluation of your money. You don't understand. The government every time they print more money, your money becomes worth less. And it's getting close to where you throw a hyphen in it, it's becoming worthless. You take the hyphen out and combine it, it's becoming worthless. You know, our dollar, just in the United States, has lost 93% of its value in the last 70 years. That's why milk has gone from 38 cents a gallon to $3.80 a gallon. It's not because milk's more. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's more expensive to produce a gallon of milk today than it was 30? You think cows are charging more? It's cheaper to produce milk, a gallon of milk today. We got assembly lines and hormones and automatic machines. And I mean, they're printing milk cheaper than they've ever printed it in their life, I bet. Okay. So people like to say, well, Tom, what is your business? And I like to tell people our business is education. And with that, I want to kind of bring on somebody and take a break here for a minute and just chat with a couple people and see all the smiling faces we got on here. But I got to tell you what, I'm super, super excited about what we're doing with this. And let's see. Everybody's like, yeah, can I get your slides? Not till after Sweden, sorry. But yeah, I'll make this presentation available to y'all. But let me do this and just chat with a couple people around the world. I'd like to pop over to, let's see, Doc. Doc, how are you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing real good, Tom. How about you?
Good. What do you think about the presentation so far? Is it resonating with you?
Oh, it is fantastic. Everything that you do, Tom, is really good on a daily basis. We watch you like crazy. I just want to say everybody really needs to chime in here and understand what Tom is trying to do and the point he's trying to get across, because there's no other way to learn this, guys, except to jump in feet first. There really is. You're fantastic, Tom. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. I want to jump over to this slide and have you cover this slide with me if you wouldn't mind. And it's just really talking about what our core business is. I know that you know it, but just explain to people, are you able to see the slide right now?
Yes.
Okay. Explain to people what those things mean. I mean, I know that you're a holistic doctor and you're an energy healer. And I mean, you've got a really neat practice. Doc did some things on me when I was in Dallas that absolutely blew me away. I mean, literally adjusted my back without manipulation, simply through some energy techniques. And it was really an amazing thing. I've been familiar with applied kinesiology and I've read books on it. And I'm just simply amazed by what our medical community doesn't tell us, and I want to thank you for enlightening me on what you do. And it was very, very exciting. So folks, keep your hands off the keyboard and the annotation software. I'd appreciate it. So I'll have to erase all your marks, but just all you got to do is back your hands up from the keyboard and the mouse, and everything will be good. All right. But Doc, let's talk about what our business is. You've been out there. You're kind of new to the business. I think, what have you been, about a month, maybe 6 weeks?
Yeah, a month now. Yes.
A month. And just talk about these different bullets and what they mean to you as you've been attending these webinars. You've been getting educated. I guess you've been listening to me, so it helps you understand how to communicate to other people what it's about. But let's just talk about these 5 bullets and what they mean to you, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, putting it all in a nutshell here with the 5 bullets, actually, Kay and I both are understanding this is a re-education for us. It really is, and for so many other people too. The market education on new currency. I mean, I was totally oblivious to any of the stuff going on right now until we came on board with you, Tom. We're still learning how to mine new currency through the website, so this is real exciting. Introducing merchants to new currency. I can't stand myself for that one. The merchants are coming on this board this month, right? Is that true?
Yeah, we have a mobile app that we're launching. We went through this first stage of bringing the currency into existence, which we're still in the process of doing probably for the next 2 years. But yeah, we're going to be launching a mobile app that allows businesses around the world to start accepting the currency of our community. And I'll talk about that in a little bit when you're done here.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too, because I also want to learn that process. But last time I think we heard it was, what, 7,000 people are coming on board so far, vendors, or is it more?
I think it's going to be a lot more than that. I think when they release it and with the new promotion, we'll know something after the 15th. Let's not spoil it. So after the 15th, everybody will know a lot of exciting news. So I will be in the UK and London for that announcement. I'm looking forward to it.
And the educators, investors, miners, and all this, that's what's exciting about this too, as opposed to anything else I've ever been involved in, is people can get involved in this just to watch their money grow on a monthly basis, or they can get involved to build a huge business out of this too. So it's a real good option. It really is. And the fact that we can get people in here for free even gives them a chance to swim around and look around and see what they want to, participate in as far as doing whatever it is that they want to do. Okay, you got any questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, you got anything to add to that?
Thanks, Tom.
All right. Thanks for joining me on the slide. I appreciate you. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, educating people, showing people how digital currency works. I started off just showing people how to do a Bitcoin transaction. Most people don't even know how to do that. And after they do it, they're like, really? That's all there is to it? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. But thanks for participating, and I look forward to seeing you. What's the next place we're going to see you? Going to come back down to Dallas in February? Or are you going to be any other?
We're going to see you in Dallas in February again. I'm waiting for that.
Very good. And I am planning to do Austin, Houston, and Dallas in that same weekend. So if we've got leaders in Austin and Houston that are willing to organize the meetings, I am willing to travel. While in Texas, I'd like to hit all the different spots that I can. So let me do this. I'll jump back to the presentation, cover a couple more slides, and see if I can find somebody else to share a slide with me. But the 5 reasons to join OneLife are pretty straightforward. Number 1, there's a powerful market trend that's happening in the world today. And you might want to write these down because these are very important. So powerful market trends are happening. We have countries that have currencies that are collapsing. We have people in Venezuela that are carrying around billions of dollars worth of currency in a box to buy milk and bread. The second reason is we have best in market technology and a user interface, which, like I said, is 8th grade level. I mean, when people get into this thing, they're like, man, it's complicated to explain, but it's actually so much easier to experience. And so we always say that it's better experienced than it is explained, because it'd be easier for you just to pull out your Diners Club card and me run it through the click-clack machine and give you your goods and say, in about 30 days, you're going to get a bill in the mail. Just pay it, okay? Just trust me. It'll work, okay? I'm going to let you walk out of here with that product because you just gave me your Diners Club card. So we also have world-class leadership. Our founder has been criticized by so many people around the world, and I'm like, when you're doing a moonshot, if you're not doing it right, I guess people can criticize you because somebody's already done it before. But when you're doing a Saturn shot, there's nobody that can criticize you because nobody's ever done it before. And one thing that we are doing is we're doing something that nobody's ever done before. We're creating our own economy. We're creating a 10 million person to 100 million person economy that has its own currency and will be attracting businesses from all over the world that want to use our cryptocurrency. What we're doing has never been done before. We also have an easy to understand and very lucrative compensation plan. And I like to say we have probably one of the best systems in the world, because we got 115, 120 people from around the world that are able to stay at home with their families. They're able to drive down the road. Jack Pallas this morning was heading to his workout and showing us his gym. We get people, I don't know, man, when your lifestyle fits with your work style, when your lifestyle determines your work style, that to me is when you've started living. Now, let's get into powerful market trends first. Majority of the people in the world distrust banks. I know you all love your banks. I know you all love paying those bank fees. And you've never had another option until now. In 2010, when blockchain-based technology came out, you now have another option for banking, and it's starting to mature, and people are going to start learning about it in the next 5 to 10 years. You can be on the front end of it, and you can profit from it, or you can be on the back end. There's a lot of people like me that got into the internet in the 90s, and we profited from it. We were making money hand over fist during the 90s with the internet. Then there are people, then in 2000, they realized that all these free business models weren't going to work, and the market collapsed. And all of a sudden, 2001, guess what happened? You all started paying for internet, okay? Because they realized the economy wasn't going to work that way. But, also we've got the failure of the sharing economy. When the internet came along, everybody thought it was going to be the Luke Skywalker of the industry. We were going to be able to take back ownership. We were all going to be entrepreneurs, and our data would be protected because we could control it. And that was the whole war song. The war cry of the internet was, we're going to take back the power of our lives from these big publishing companies where we have to wait every day for our newspaper to show up on our doorstep or in our bush or on the roof of our house, wherever the paper boy hit our house. And, it's just amazing to think about how far we've come in the digital economy and how we get our news delivered to us in live instantly. And You know, so the failure of the sharing economy is companies like Uber and Airbnb, and you know, these are companies that talk about how they're peer-to-peer. They're really not. They're just aggregating your data and they're selling it to somebody else. They're tracking your every move. Okay, they're collecting your data and they're getting rich off of your data. And there's really a failure there. The internet went back to the dark side. You know, it went back to the dark star. And because the big corporations bought all of the successful websites and aggregated all of their data, and we're back to where we started again. We also have the demise of fiat currency. You may not know what that word means, but fiat currency is really government issued currency or central bank issued currency, where they're using a debt scheme to basically make you all work harder for less. Okay. And a lot of you, I know you all aren't interested in being on plantations and being financial slaves or anything like that, but you are participating in a much bigger scheme. In reality, that's the opportunity that you have in front of you, is to go out there and just harvest money every day and pay it back to the plantation owner. Okay, and I don't mean to be insensitive to slavery, but economic slavery is no different. I think a lot of people suffer under all these different schemes. But when you get aware and you say, wow, I can exit from this system, I have another option where I don't have to have this financial bondage, if you will, then you get very, very excited about what we're doing. But then you talk about also what's made this possible is the proliferation of mobile phones. I want to share a very cool video with you real quick, and let me pull it up here, see if I can find my YouTube channel. And I love this commercial. It's a company that's working with Microsoft on, it's a thing called Tenemos. And I'll put this playlist, by the way, my favorite playlist in your in the chat. Whoever is unmuted, if you'd mute yourself, please. I think it maybe Doc unmuted you. But it's this list right here. I'll make sure that you have the list. But take a listen to this video. And I just think this totally sums up what we're doing as a company. And I'll show, after I'm done with that, I want to show you a couple other commercials. But follow this one real quick.
Right now, there are 2 million people who don't have access.
I might have to buffer for a second here.
Enable a banker to travel to the most remote locations with nothing but a phone and a tablet.
Let me see if I can restart this.
Right now, there are 2 million people who don't have access to basic banking. But that is changing.
At Temenos, we use the Microsoft Cloud to provide banking to the millions and millions of people who need it but don't have access to it. With the Microsoft Cloud, we can enable a banker to travel to the most remote locations with nothing but a phone and a tablet.
More and more people are getting access to credit. Everywhere where there's a phone, you have a bank.
You hear that? It says everywhere there's a phone, there's a bank. I love that.
So now a person is able to start a business and generate an income and employ somebody for the first time. And you can actually see the success. It's transforming our world.
The Microsoft Cloud helped us to bring banking to 10 million people in just 2 years. That's potentially 10 million new businesses.
Technology is about breaking down barriers, removing limitations so that every person has access to opportunity.
A small amount of money can change people's lives. It's very, very powerful.
Well, I think it's good for y'all to see that and realize that we're not the only player in the space. But let me share another video with you. Again, I'll put this playlist all's link, and let me get a quick mute real quick so get somebody off. There we go. But check out this one about OneCoin and see if you see the similarities to what Tenemos is doing with Microsoft and what OneCoin is doing.
What is OneCoin? Millions of people around the world are mining OneCoin today. The reason? It's a platform for innovation that changes the financial industry. Put simply, it gives instant access to easier, faster, and low-cost financial services. You do not need to go to your traditional financial institution or escrow agent to send money to your loved ones. Fast. We make transactions every minute, hence you are able to send money from any part of the world to another in a minute. Easy. Everyone can transfer money with OneCoin. You only need your phone to do so. Safe. And most importantly, mining the coin, transferring money, and making payments with OneCoin is absolutely safe. When joining OneCoin, we automatically create an e-wallet for you. Because of our centralized model, we take care of all technical aspects, ensuring that your mined coins are safe. What's more, to prevent money laundering, identity theft, financial fraud, and terrorist financing, OneCoin has implemented KYC, Know Your Customer procedures, thus preventing any possible misconduct by its clients. OneCoin also became the first cryptocurrency with a monthly audit of its blockchain. People join OneCoin for a reason: to learn about cryptocurrency, to mine the coin, to transfer money, to make payments without the need for expensive or unsafe intermediaries, to deposit money, and to save over 80% in remittance costs. Use OneCoin to save your time and money every time you need financial services. Inspired by Dr. Roger Natala's strong vision to provide access to financial services for everyone, regardless of income, social status, and ethnicity, OneCoin has become a global company with a community of thousands of miners worldwide in just over a year. One world, one coin. Join the financial revolution.
All right, so let me step back here and just check the chat, make sure we're good. So anyway, that will give you, still getting an echo from somebody here, hold on one second. Awesome, so that's just an overview of OneCoin and ultimately what it is. How many of y'all want to save 80% in banking fees and remittance fees? Raise your hand. How many of y'all would like to have an option to be able to send money without being hassled by a banker? How many of y'all would like to be able to travel to any country and use the same currency without having to do currency exchanges? How many of y'all would like to have access to all of your bill paying and everything on your mobile phone? Those are the things that we're talking to people about, and it just makes a lot of sense that we have a cloud-based currency that we can access from anywhere in the world. But let me do this. I'll jump over to let me see what we got. Let me talk to Michael down in Shreveport. How you doing, Michael? Good today?
Hey, yeah, I'm doing fine. You hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. So talk about your experience with OneLife and why you're a regular on these ZOOMCasts. Tell me, kind of the process and how you're building your business, what got you excited about it. Just give a quick rundown of what you're doing with OneLife.
For sure. Well, OneLife is so revolutionary and smart. I just couldn't help but get involved with it. Like everybody, we're a little apprehensive in the beginning, but it's education, like you said earlier. Education is where you get your freedom, confidence, and now determination to help the world, the people around you, your family. I'm very excited about what I'm doing. I share, like everybody, opportunity. And I get people on these calls as best I can. Not everybody is wanting to go there, but I move on to the next person, and I'm enjoying the process. And thank you so much for your mentoring. It's a gold mine. I can see the future.
Yeah, tell me about the difficulty. I mean, you come from a home building background. Nobody comes from a digital currency background. But have you had online bank accounts or stock brokerage accounts or anything like that that prepared you to understand this electronic cloud-based currency system?
No, sir. It's quite simple. I've been I've been a hammer and a nail and a board kind of guy all my life, and I came in out of the cold to start this business and learn about cryptocurrency. It couldn't be easy. It's really couldn't be easier.
Very good.
Language, bit of language we have to learn.
And other than that, we're good to go. I often say that if somebody knows how to buy something on Amazon, that they have, but that's me. But I don't. I tell people if they know how to buy something on Amazon, they basically have the skill to do what we're doing. Would you agree with that?
I agree completely. Yes.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing your time with us, Michael. Let me get back to the presentation and share my screen. I'm going to mute you out here. There we go. Get a reverb somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where the echo is coming from. I got a couple other people I'm going to touch base with on here before we get to it. I hit mute one more time so that works. Testing 1 2 test. Okay, yeah, that's better. Must have had somebody on phone or something like that. It had dialed in. But let's jump back to the presentation. I'll finish that up for you real quick and get out of the way so I can see my screen. Anyway, we were talking about powerful market trends and the failure of the sharing economy and what's going on out there. Of course, the demise of the fiat currency and the proliferation of mobile phones is definitely some of the powerful market trends. And I should say the development of blockchain-based technology. I think I'll probably add that to here, but that is, I would say it's a powerful market trend. But also when you look at this, the next reason, best in market technology. I mean, when you combine social networking with cryptocurrency, with commerce, with mobile, what a genius platform. I mean, you basically create social cryptocurrency commerce when it gives people the ability to shop anywhere in the world on their own phone, be their own bank, but also have the ability to be connected to a community that shares those same values. And that's really kind of what Facebook is all about, is a community that has come together that agree on the use of social media. We also have a PayPal-like interface with cryptocurrency. We've simplified it to where anybody can do this business. Most of you probably don't know how to hook up servers and network servers and do Bitcoin mining and download scripts and stuff like that. If you're going to participate in Bitcoin mining, you need to know how to do that stuff. But if you participate in OneLife, all you have to do is know how to put some digits into a box and hit enter, and you're done. You know how to mine coins. I mean, like I said, you can buy something on Amazon. You're overqualified for what we're doing. We also have an energy scalable business model. A lot of people don't know it, but I mean, Bitcoin, their energy, the amount of energy they use is more than the country of Holland, just to run a very small network that, is less than 1 million people. I mean, it really is not a big infrastructure, and it's a very inefficient, very non-scalable business model, but it is a first mover. It has those disadvantages. But we've created an energy scalable business model with our mining system the way Dr. Rusha has created it. We also have an industry-leading, brilliant 1-minute blockchain. And a lot of y'all don't know what that means. But basically what it means, like on Bitcoin, if you go into a retailer and do a transaction, they have a 10-minute blockchain. So technically, that transaction could be reversed or something within a 10-minute period, which is not a long time. That's better than 60 days like Visa MasterCard does. I would like the transaction to be irreversible in 10 minutes. It's an improvement over Visa MasterCard. Let's put it that way. But then Dr. Rusha comes up with this brilliant business model of creating a 1-minute blockchain. So by the time you've bagged up your groceries and you've got them in the cart, the transaction is done, secured, can't be reversed, can't be defrauded. And one of the most incredible things that I've seen her come out with was that 1-minute blockchain. And it's producing coins a lot faster, so people are getting coins in their account. Folks, I got to tell you, retailers aren't going to have you wait around in their store for 10 minutes to do a transaction, okay? So best in market technology, forward thinking. We have a brilliant, brilliant platform. We also have world-class leadership. I've talked about Dr. Rusha Ignatova. If somebody would put her bio in the chat, I'd appreciate it. It's drrushaignatova.com. But if you go to drrushaignatova.com, you will find out we have one of the premier experts on cryptocurrency. She is public. She's not a cryptocurrency, a crypto leader, as I call them, where they hide behind the scenes because they don't want you to know about them. But we also have Pablo Munoz, 20-year executive with Tupperware and Avon, who I'll be speaking on stage with. I'm excited about that in Sweden. And we have a an industry icon now as CEO of OneLife Network, which is our business part of our company, our social network of our company. And it's exciting to have great people like that. And I can tell you, the support excellence with the support staff, I've heard people complain about it. It's like, oh my God, they took 4 days to get back to me. I'm like, we're in 190 countries. We're dealing in about 30 different languages. And I understand our support center is state of the art, and they've been working 24 hours a day, adding staff, building it out, and getting it to keep up with the demand that our company has. We're the fastest growing company in the world to do $1 billion in revenue. Okay. Fastest company in the world, A to Z. No other company in the history of the world has done $1 billion in revenue faster than OneLife and OneCoin. Okay. And you might think that we might have some growing pains with that, wouldn't you? Wouldn't common sense tell you that when you are the fastest, the next company that did $1 billion in revenue faster than us did it in 27 months. That was Groupon. We did it in 11 months. And I would suspect that, it'd be like having instead of having a baby, you're going to have some, I might go there. You're going to have, you're going to have a growing pains when you're growing that fast, and to do multi-billion dollars in revenue in your second year, and to deal with 5 home offices around the world in customer service centers and filings and legal battles and everything this company has done. They are warriors, man. I got to tell you what, we also have technical genius in our company. Whoever's running this system, I've been involved for 18 months. And I got to tell you what, I don't know who I know the head of the accounting. I'm not going to say her name on here because I don't know if it's public, but I'm going to hug this woman when I see her, because my numbers have been right every single week. I've seen even this massive thing that we did October 1st when we launched this new blockchain to convert over 2 million people over to a new blockchain, and outside of having a couple errors, and a couple challenges. What a brilliant job they've done. But just the technical genius behind OneLife and One Academy, and the beautiful tutorials that we have, and the tests, and the new, even the way we change our transaction password now, how much better it is than it used to be. This is a company that is committed to Kaizen, constant and never-ending improvement. And you talk to any leader in our company, and they will tell you month in, month out, this company has constantly improved. And we have a gorgeous technology suite today with One Academy, OneCoin, OneLife, Xcoin X. We have a beautiful, beautiful system today, much more so than we did along, I always jokingly say, I think our website, when we first launched, it kind of looked like an old AOL website. It wasn't all that pretty, but it did work, okay? But we also have field warriors. I look at people like, Margie Scott. I look at people like, just the great leaders we have. Ricardo Gloria. We've got some really great leaders that are coming online. Bob Byram, who's just selflessly done the leadership call every single Monday. Jason Mangan, who's out there crushing it. Mark Halbig, who's putting in every hour outside of his job to build his team and support his team. And Sandy Davis and Tom DiMattia, and just all of the great leaders that we have that are building businesses. Lucille Bolton, who's just been there, to do these presentations and take over when I wasn't available, and Patrick Janish, and just Jack Powell. I can go on and on and on of the great field warriors that we have available, not even mentioning the Juha Periellas of the world, which are forging the path for us, and the Per Carlsons, and the Sebastian Greenwoods, and the Muhammad Zafars, and just all the great leaders that we have around the world that are out there getting areas developed so we can start introducing our friends. And I got to tell you what, I'm excited about the leadership that we have with our company. And I just tell people, if you go to businessforhome.org, you will see the leaders. I think out of the top 100, we've probably got 22 of the top 100 biggest earners in the world are involved in OneLife. And if somebody will put that link in the chat, I would appreciate it. You probably already have. But, I think I've got a domain pointed at it, topmlmearners.com. So topmlmearners.com, I believe, has it. But out of the top 10, 6 of the top 10 are involved in OneLife and OneCoin. And I have people approach me all the time about other deals, and I go to Business for Home, and I'm like, man, you don't have anybody making money in your company because they're not on the earnings board. You know, I want to see that. But last thing I want to talk about, or not last thing, but this is the fourth element of why you want to get involved. We have an industry-leading compensation plan. We have 4 ways to get paid. It has an emphasis definitely on personal recruiting. You know, the way it's designed is brilliant. We have a focus on rank advancement. You won't grow in this business unless people underneath you are growing. And that's a brilliant way to build this thing. And in fact, we get paid more helping the people underneath us succeed than we do off our own personal commissions up front. And it was designed that way because compensation plans create behaviors. And this one has created a behavior that has had 2.9 million people enroll in the last 2 years. And we're growing by 150,000 people a month. Do you all realize most network marketing companies don't even get to 150,000 people, much less 2.9 million people? Then we also have a commission reinvestment plan. When we get our commissions, 40% of our commissions we're able to reinvest it in tokens and coins and growing our business. How genius is that? You know, how many people take their monies with their businesses and they just go out and blow it? Dr. Ruscia is enabling us to build up a war chest of wealth by helping us with this incredible compensation plan. And, you know, proof's in the pudding, folks. If you don't think our comp plan works, you explain to me why 6 out of the 10 top earners in the world in network marketing are in OneLife, okay? That's just proof positive. We can't argue over that. I'm not going to argue with you, okay? But simple 3-step system. This is the 5th thing. And this is what I love about our business and what we're doing, folks, is we have the ability to show an introduction video to somebody. I like to say I listen for people who have problems. That's pretty easy. All you got to do is watch the news or watch social media for about 5 minutes, and you'll find somebody with a problem. Then you send them a little private message, and I said, I saw your car broke down, and you need a new car. You might want to try watching this video. This may be a way that could help you get your new car. People will watch it. Or if I could show you a way you could get a new car, would you be willing to invest 2 minutes of your time to watch a video? Okay. And I have, by the way, I told you all I was going to create a custom video that had all 3 presentations on it. And it starts off with the 2-minute presentation, then it goes to the future of payments, and then there's the 20-minute MAB presentation. So I linked all those videos together, and it has the Dr. Ruscia interview on the very end. So somebody who wants to sit down and get a full education about OneLife.com will have that video connected to it. I just have to get back up north. It's too much, the file size is too big for me to download when I'm at my farm. So after we show people an introduction video, we invite them to a webinar or a meeting to meet our family, okay? And then ultimately, we get them on an orientation call with a field leader, and that is somebody that knows how to help somebody get involved in our products and services and shows them how to get involved in. I'm specifically not talking about, you know, the exact details of what we're doing and how we do it, because I do want you to get educated. I want you to get involved with the person who invited you and have them walk you through the steps. And most of the stuff you can learn through the videos. And I've had people say, well, why don't you do a presentation for me? I don't really like watching videos. And I say, well, you're going to have to like watching videos because I don't do one-on-one presentations, okay? And I think it's important that we want people that know how to follow a system. There are some people that want to go out there. It's kind of like, you know, McDonald's was our way or the highway. Burger King was have it your way. We are not Burger King, okay? We are McDonald's. It's our way or the highway. You grow your business. We do this 10 times a week, 10 hours a week. You invest 30 minutes before each webinar inviting people. You spend your week creating conversations about cryptocurrency, finding people that are open-minded to it. Then you plug them into the system. It's 3 steps, folks. And if you can't follow a 3-step system, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, that success has to be difficult. And I tell people the funny thing about it is I've realized the more simple I've made this business, the better it's grown, the faster it's grown. And I like to say that success hides itself in simplicity. You know, and I want you to really think about that term, because a lot of you try and complicate what this business is. We're building a large social network of people who are going to use a currency that has the potential to grow in value, and it's a non-government issued currency, so we won't have the restraints, if you will, you know, where we can actually do business with each other around the world. It's kind of like we're creating our own AARP, American Association of Retired People. I think Jack Palance called it the WARP, World Association of Rich People, I think he called it. But I like that. I think we need to create an association called WARP. I like that a lot. But I just want you to know that what we're doing is we're creating solutions for people's problems. And there are more people that have problems in this world than people that have great lives. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. You all know that. I'm kicking a dead horse. But, when you think about businesses that have created systems, McDonald's definitely is the system leader in the world. And they have created a template. They didn't build the successful business off the quality of their food. Trust me. Okay. But they built their business off taking anybody that was a good business person. They could put them through McDonald's University or Hamburger University, and they could show them how to run a successful restaurant. So they created a template. Well, guess what? We have a template too. It's called 3 steps. And of course, there's watching more videos. Your journey begins on those 3 steps. That's not the end of the journey. That's the beginning of it. But create a simple system that educates people on new currency, because remember, new currency is our one thing. And I like to tell people, create your own lifestyle franchise with OneLife. You got these beautiful websites, OneLife, One Academy, OneCoin, our mobile app builder. The back office of that is absolutely gorgeous. And then coming January 15th, I wish it was June, be a little bit warmer here. But anyway, coming January 15th, we're going to have a whole new website, folks, and can't leak any details on it, but y'all are going to be very, very impressed. And much of the criticism that we have taken in the last year, 2 years, we're going to put it to bed. I mean, the bloggers are just going to have to shut up. There's absolutely nothing they're going to be able to say. You are going to see something. They've been complaining about one thing with us for so long, and that is over, folks. I can't say anything. But anyway, I'm excited about it. Don't you miss that January 15th announcement. You're going to be super, super excited. Anyway, as I like to tell people, education on the future of payments, make that your one thing, because that's the reason you all are involved. Every single one of you are involved because you watched a video. Every single one of you are involved because you got education. That education created awareness, and the smart people seized that opportunity. They didn't just see it, they seized it. Okay, and I want you to seize the opportunity that's in front of you today. Now, at the end of the day, we want you to live where you want to live how you want to live, and create wealth doing it. We have the product. We have the product that everybody wants. We have wealth. It's not skin cream, it's not milkshakes, not vitamins, nothing wrong with those products. But honestly, not everybody wants those products. Everybody wants wealth. Everybody wants time freedom. Everybody wants a system where they say, I can do this. And you know what? That's why we're winning, because Michael says, I can do this. Doc Russ, he can sit there in his office and have his lunch, and he can invite people to this. By the way, I'll take some of that when you're done. I'm hungry. He can sit in front of this